Welcome everyone to Celestial Finance's weekly AMA. My name is Nikki, and with us here we have Matt, who is waking up because it's 6 o'clock over there. Um, and of course, we are joined by three of our community, Collectible, Yonokuro, and Ryan Pawsey. Thank you so much for being here. Today we don't have a lot of questions. And honestly, I also don't have a lot of updates to give, but I'm gonna give what I have and answer the questions. And as I said previously, before I opened AMA, I've made the settings this way that you can just interrupt. You're allowed to unmute yourself or start your own camera and come and have a talk if you want to. Glad. Welcome.
I was one of the things that I kind of hinted at in the week is that we're going to be releasing our roadmap soon. It's something we discussed about maybe not doing until we're further along, but we've kind of settled on what we want to announce and what we feel is okay announcing. So that's something that we're getting close to and should be out in the next, would you say a few days, Nikki? Or
Something like that, yeah.
yeah.
The balance we've got to find here is that we still don't want to come up with things that we haven't done yet. So we still don't want to, yeah, uh, have the feast before we even shot the bear. I don't know how you say that, but um,
I don't know that one.
well,
Who eats
the idea,
bears?
yeah, who needs bears anyway? What a weird saying anyway. But the thing is, oh no, it's selling the skin before you shot the bear. Might be a Dutch expression, even though we don't have bears. But anyway, um, the thing is, we don't want to do that, but at the same time, we don't want to give you guys the impression that we're just, you know, not having any idea. The fact of the matter is that behind the screens, we have a whole lot of things that are in design and that we are thinking of that we want to implement in the coming time. And we want to present it in such a way that you at least have an idea that there is a lot coming. And maybe have a little bit of a guess as to what that would be specifically. So we're not going to get into too much detail, but at least we want to yeah, give a little bit of a preview as to what's coming. So we are going to release a roadmap or a star map rather, because Celestial Finance. Um, so that will be coming in the upcoming week. Thank you for that, Matt. And also, Dave has joined also at really early times. I'm sorry for that, Dave. I'm glad you're here.
Hey, Dave.
You can unmute yourself if you
Oh,
want to
I can
talk.
hide in the other one. I have to get invited to unmute. Yeah, 9 a.m. here, so it's not too bad.
Oh,
It's manageable for sure.
it's doable. Yeah, you're East Coast and Matt is West Coast, right?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Let's have a look at the two questions that there are. The first one is from RTP. Is it too soon to consider turning up the printer drip a bit in the farms? Nothing crazy. Well, it's not necessarily too soon or anything. It's just that we are going to have a big overhaul pretty quickly and pretty soon. And we don't really want to jump the gun on that. So we could, of course, increase the drip a little bit, but since we're going to redeploy all of the contracts anyway, might as well kill all of the birds with one stone. However many birds there are. We're really in a saying. It's all about sayings today.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing. It's not too soon, and actually it will be pretty soon. And another feature that will be coming quite quickly will also have to do with it. And I think that kind of taps into the second question, which is from Yonokuro. who says, what will be the first feature that will differentiate BR, Celestial, or one or the other from other Tomb Folks? And is there a chance that it will be released before the end of summer? Yes. Well, we are planning to have a feature pretty soon where the community who is around right now will have an opportunity to buy into how do I say this without giving away too much? Buy into an opportunity that will reward them after the rebranding. So the buying into the opportunity will be more immediate, and the reward will be after the rebranding, which would be at least the redeploying of the contract. So that would be in about, let's hope, a month or so or less. But we're trying. Yeah, that's about it. And that's gonna actually be a really good opportunity, at least an opportunity that I'm gonna buy into myself. Even though that might sound weird, but and that the buying into the opportunity will have the effect that we're going to use the BUSD gained from those buys to help us get back to back and with a buy and burn scheme. So this will have it will have the feature that those people who are around right now will have a bit of a head start as to the people who will be coming later, and the rewards or the revenue that will be gotten from that will be used to get us back to PAG a bit more, or at least get us a whole way towards PAG. And
think,
of course, yeah, go ahead.
All right, one thing I think I can add without saying too much is that we're going to have these extra features that are going to support the share token. And that's something that I've found has been overlooked to a degree. And it's something that can use help in a lot of these forks, is supporting the share token, because the tendency is to basically dump the share token to support the peg token at all cost. And I think what people don't realize is when you dump the share token and tank the price of the share token, you're essentially tanking the APR, or the appearance of the APR for the whole protocol. And it may be great that your peg token gets back up close to peg, but for external people who are not familiar with what's going on, meaning the people who are just watching Beefy, the people who are watching Yield Wolf, or coming in and just seeing or looking for APRs, if your share token is low, it means you have low APRs, and they're not going to be interested and not going to come in and look closer. And so we've looked at implementing several different utilities that can support that share token and make people less inclined to dump it when the peg token goes down. And I think there'll be kind of a circular benefit to this, is people will be getting higher APRs or more consistent APRs, so they're less likely to sell the peg token, less likely to sell the share token, and that whole system will support itself. Whereas right now, typically, pretty much the share token's just sacrificed, and I'm not really a fan of that. So that was one of the big things that we're looking at that differentiates from other forks.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. That's actually something we've been working on a lot. And it's not just that, it's also we're going to make we're kind of redesigning the basic functionalities of a seigniorage protocol, right? not just copy and paste the same way that it's been done so many times before. And this is one aspect, like support the share token a little. And the other thing that we're going to do or heavily focus on is support LP, because we want a more stable, we want more stable tokens. And the one way to have more stable tokens is to increase your LP at every turn. So we have rewritten also the basic functionalities of the tokenomics in such a way that LP gets incentivized a lot, and LP becomes more useful for all kinds of things. And well, I guess as soon as that will come out, we'll make that a little bit more clear. But this is what
Yeah,
we are about,
that's a
and what
good
we're looking to
that's a
do.
good teaser.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. Maybe in other moments I would be able to put it more eloquently, but this is what it is. And yeah, so the share token is going to get some support. The LPs are going to get some support, and we are also looking to increase support a bit more for the for staying above peg. And all of that is interwoven, of course. All of that works together, and we're just trying to redesign it in such a way that it works beautifully together. And then with the redeploying of the contracts, you will read all about it and hear all about it, because we'll probably explain it verbally as well. Right. I think. And with that said, we have had the 2 questions that were there, and had some extras as well. Let's have a look at the main chat. Well, there's also nothing in the main chat. So, Matt or Dave, if you want to add anything, or if anyone else would like to interrupt, this is your chance. And otherwise, I'm going to end soon with a very short AMA.
I think just another note is that Chilio's made a lot of progress writing contracts. He kind of surprised me last night saying, I rewrote everything. Can you check these out and talk about them? And it was about midnight, and I was not ready to talk about them at that time. So he's actually making pretty incredible progress. So I'm excited to dive into that today. You know, I think these time zones are getting a little tricky, but I'll be awake in about half an hour, and then I can read some contracts and talk about some tokenomics.
Yeah, thank you for that. Chilio has actually been very busy, and has made a lot of progress. Actually, most of us have in the last couple of weeks. We just yeah, it just moved along quite well. It's just that it's still all in the design phase, so we can't really show a lot. Dave, do you also want to add anything?
Nothing too crazy. Just working away at art for stuff. Yeah.
Nikki, what about that the fundraiser charity thing? Any few words talk about that?
Oh, of
That's
course.
going on through Liquid Capital.
Yeah, it's actually it's a partner of Liquid Capital, that is Spring Game. And Spring Game is a seigniorage protocol that is all about trees and planting and whatever. However, it's also just a seigniorage protocol, which just works independently of that. I think they have a percentage of their revenue that they directly send towards this one tree planted to plant trees. And Spring Game now hosts a lottery where you can just very simply enter enter your stables or whatever they're taking. I'm not even sure. You can enter it, and it will get hosted by what's that YouTuber's name again?
Elton,
James Pelton.
James Pelton, yeah. So we'll get hosted by James Pelton, and 80% of the revenue of that lottery will get sent directly. No, 70%, sorry. 70% of the lottery revenue will get sent directly to One Tree Planted. So for every $10 you put in, you will be planting 7 trees essentially. And then 20% is going to be used to actually reward the winners, and 10% is going to be used for spring game to do their thing, I suppose, and also organize it and probably pay James Van Pelton, I'm assuming. I'm not sure. Maybe he does it for free since it's a charity thing. Yeah, that's what I posted because I thought it was it's a nice initiative, and they are essentially part of the circle of partners. So if we are going to expect for them to promote us when we do cool stuff, at the very least we should do is promote them when they do cool stuff, right? So it's kind of a scratching each other's back thing. But it's a beautiful thing too. So I've no problem at all supporting it.
Yeah, sounds cool.
It's cool. All right. Well, then, with 17 minutes into the AMA, I'm gonna close this one. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for asking the questions that were there. I know we don't have a lot to say yet, but we are very busy rebuilding this whole thing, and we are going to make it into something beautiful. Stay tuned, and see you around next week, I guess.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone in the community for hanging with us and being patient, and we'll get there together.
And so we will.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Bye bye.